You're watching Escape Adulthood Live, your number one source for long-lasting, fast-acting, physician-approved adultitis relief.
On this show, we conclude our 4-part series about having the best summer ever. And today we're going to share a tip that could lead to a massive breakthrough you didn't see coming.
Greetings and salutations, everybody. This episode is brought to you by people like Mike Barnes, Marie Lenz, and Lisa Payas-Arnold. Their membership in the Wonder and Whimsy Society supports us in this work to fight adultitis.
Yes, if you'd like to annihilate the adultitis in your life, learn more about the Wonder and Whimsy Society, or just be among the first to know about our newest offerings, become an insider at escapeadulthood.com/subscribe.
Sounds like a plan.
Happy mid-July, everybody. Are we having the best summer ever yet?
It's up there. Yeah, it's up there. We got one more show to do, so I can't fully commit. But
that's true. And I love how Rich, you're tuning in. We can tell you're tuning in from Zoom and Facebook. So I don't know if you've got two screens, but that is so cool. You're just like, I know. You're just doing it. You're just multifaceted.
I love that Mike is coming to us directly from the beach today. He looks
good to see
beautiful.
you, Mike. Yeah.
Awesome mustache, by the way. I have to point that out. That was epic. It's good to see everybody here. Marie just got in. She just got in, and I just did a shout out to you at the beginning of the show. So you'll have to watch the replay. I shouted you out as one of our Wonder and Whimsy Society supporters. So thank you all for being here today. And we've got one more show in this series about having the best summer ever. We've talked about a lot of different things. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, tonight. That's what I'm setting up.
Right here.
Teeing it up right here. And so one thing I want to be able to announce, I guess we've kind of talked about a little bit, but make sure anyone who is in the area to know about this weekend, we will be exhibiting once again at the Midsummer Festival of the Arts here in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. I know it's a little bit of a hike for you, Mike, and for some of you other ones on there. But for those of you who are up for a little bit of a road trip or are close to the area, we'd love to see you.
Yeah, they have 100 vendors, and what I
had to be juried to get in.
Yes,
so it's pretty good
it's
quality.
It's a really nice variety. I mean, I was looking up Jason's booth today, and they had him categorized by types of art, and he is one of maybe 7 painters. So out of 100 different artists, there are only 7 painters, which I found interesting. I mean, some people are considered drawing, but there's textiles, there's woodworking, there's all sorts, or a lot of jewelry. So it's really a neat variety, and they have a ton of musicians throughout the weekend.
Good food carts.
Lots of food carts. So it'll be fun. It'll be a really good time. So anybody who can make it, we'd love to see you.
Yeah, a couple neat things. I will be once again painting live. You can see this picture here is from last year. One of the paintings that I did, and I often let passersby, especially kids, grab my paintbrush and add to the painting, which is kind of fun.
And then those two paintings...
The parents are terrified when I give the kids...
You should see this. It's
so
actually
fun.
Hilarious. Yeah, they're no, don't do that. We're like, no, we actually asked them to do that.
It's really okay. So that's kind of fun. And then we also have some mini prints that are not currently available on the store. So we have just ones that we had left over from when we close the doors series, and things like that. So
it'll be fun.
Yeah, so if you have a chance, we'd love to see you. And then I guess we got to go to our other big thing. So I got some news on that front as well.
And now a word from our sponsors.
So big news. It's finally out of my hands. The first ever children's book I've ever done.
This was a big week. Yeah.
The Penguin Who Flew is coming out in September. And earlier this week, I said goodbye.
It flew away.
I don't know what's worse. There's a certain joy, but also terror when the books arrive. Because there's always this fear that it's not going to be quite how you hoped and something will be wrong with it. But there's also a different kind of fear when you sign off on all of the proofs and say, yep, go print thousands and thousands of these things. Here's the credit card, go for it.
We actually were joking about that scene in Elf, if anyone likes Elf with Will Ferrell, how somebody signed off on like not knowing what the ending of that book was going to be.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh no, I hope we're not doing that.
So yeah, it's a little terrifying. You're like, I hope I looked at everything, and trusting, of course, Kim and Jenna and Rachel, who all looked at it. But it's very exciting. Very exciting that it's now in the hands of the printer, and the book will officially be in the world at Wonder Night, which is coming up in September.
Yes.
It's literally, that is the first time anyone is going to see these books.
So in the past, we've kind of done like book launch parties. I believe one of the last ones was in Madison. I don't think we did that for Must Be Nice, but that kind of came out during the pandemic. So long story short, we're like, why don't we launch this at Wonder Night? So that's the first time anyone will be seeing the books at Wonder Night, which is super exciting. And we have some pretty special things planned that night for the book. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, so
I will actually be reading the book live at Wonder Night. And the other thing that's kind of unusual, so every Wonder Night up to this point, I release brand new paintings that no one has seen before, and I tell the stories behind them. And so this year is no different. There will be 7 new paintings in addition to the book.
Which I told him he didn't have to do. I mean, making a book is a lot of work. He's like, no, I'm going to do paintings too. So, there will be paintings and a book.
But what's kind of neat about it is, so this book, this children's book, is about dreams. It's about going after your dream, and it's about the highs and lows that we encounter, and it mimics very much so a lot of what we encountered over the last 20-25 years. And so the paintings themselves are a variety of paintings. They're not from the book. They're completely different subject matter. I just almost finished one up today with a sloth and a little bird that sloth was super fun to paint. But each of those paintings have a theme that's basically from the book, like kind of a lesson from the book, a story from my life, and a word of encouragement for anyone else who is in that mode of chasing a dream, whether you're just starting, maybe you're in a point where you're a little bit discouraged, wherever you are. So I'm really excited to unleash all of that new stuff at Wonder Night. If you're able to make it, we'd love to have you. We're getting close to tickets being gone. We still have tickets available, but it won't be long before.
That's kind of like 1 month
here.
left, to do tickets, because then we kind of have to figure out the last final details. So it's getting exciting.
One last reminder, so you can actually pre-order the book now, which helps us out very greatly, and we make it worth your while. So all of the books that are pre-ordered will come signed by me. So that'll be fun to do. And then if you order 5 or more, you actually save a little money on the book, and you can have me personalize each book to grandkids, friends, whatever. So, and there's some other good bonuses as well. So just check out escapeadulthood.com/fly for that. But if you're able to join us for Wonder Night, we'd love to have you. And let's get on with the show, huh?
Sounds good.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Okay, so as we talk in our last episode here of our hashtag best summer ever, one thing I want to kind of address tonight is this notion of creativity. And this is a thing that I hear all the time from adults. I've never heard a kid tell me this, but I often hear adults will admit to not being creative, or I'm not one of those creative types. And I often like to point out a quote from Brene Brown that I love, where she said, "There is no such thing as creative people and non-creative people. That is not a thing. There are people who use their creativity and those who don't." And I think there's a lot of truth in that.
But I think people tend to associate the word creativity with art.
sometimes, but but also when you like encourage people to like brainstorm something or come up with an idea.
It doesn't take long to break that.
I'm not one of those creative types, right?
It's like, oh, are you good at this? Are you good at that? Right?
Yeah. And so one of the things that you reminded me of is that summer is, especially the summer of our childhoods, when we were out of school and you have that kind of break. It's kind of a chance to try things and be creative. I remember, we had a little ravine with a little creek going through it by my house. And boy, I could spend all day as Indiana Jones or Han Solo. I would just explore, be out there. Or my brothers and I would go to the park across in front of our house, and we would come up with games. We would just come up with different games, baseball games, basketball games.
Yeah, remember those days when you'd be like, you want to play a game? What game? Let's just make something up. Like, you literally would just make up a game.
Yeah, and as the day goes along, you're adding rules, and you're like, hey, well, that shouldn't be fair. Let's do it this way. And it's like, and then I think about the classic, building forts and cloud watching is another
that's
one.
One of my favorites.
Where that's kind of one of those carefree activities that you do as a kid that sometimes as adults we it's almost like we remember, we kind of forget what it was like to be a kid, and every once in a while you're like, oh yeah, that kind of looks like this, and there's not really a lot of judgment with something like that, or self-judgment, or it's just fun and it's free and there's no pressure on it, right? You're like,
I used to do a lot of cloud watching. We had to go to Chicago. We lived like 2 hours from Chicago. We had to go to Chicago once a month for my dad's doctor, because he lived with a chronic disease, and I would cloud watch because we didn't have tablets, and I didn't really like to read in the car, and I would literally cloud watch for a lot of it. And I remember just sitting there and be like, ooh, it's a good cloud day, and it'd be like watching a good movie. You would just kind of imagine things, and it was just actually something I looked forward to doing.
Yeah. And I think the key thing with all of these things is that there's not really a point to any of it, right? We weren't. That's kind of our kryptonite of us adults, is we have to find the point. We have to find the ROI, the return on investment. We have to justify why we're doing anything. Is it saving us money? Is it going to earn us money? Is it saving us time? Is it something I have to do for my kids? Is it like there's got to be a reason for it. And so the thing I wanted to encourage everyone to think about who's watching this is the summer is a perfect time for what I like to call a tinker project. All right, and I know some of you have heard of this before, but it might be time to start a new one, even if you've heard of this before. So let's start with this. What is a tinker project? It's a playful endeavor of any size or scope that gives you permission to experiment with something that's been kind of tugging at your soul without any regard to any particular outcome at all. It's a chance to sort of chase your curiosity, try something new, venturing into the unknown, just because, just for the act of exploration. And I sort of accidentally did this in 2016. Was what I would call my first tinker project that I was aware of, and it was a number of years after I had retired the Kim and Jason comic strip, which is where that comes from. And I had kind of gotten busy with the speaking side of our business, and I'd kind of let art be on the back burner. I wasn't making Kim and Jason anymore, and because of that, I wasn't really making any art anymore. But there was a sort of like I said, tugging at my soul. I need to get back. That was kind of like my first identity as a child, is like, I'm an artist. I love to draw. I love to make things. And so I felt this sort of this desire to get back in the studio, and I started like putzing around a little bit, but I would always come up with this idea of like, I need to spend more time in the studio. Like every year I would have this annual review, and I'd be like, I need to spend more time in the studio. And then finally in 2016 I just got sick of it, and I said, all right, this is it. This year I am going to make 100 new pieces of art. Now, this was in the times when I was doing a lot of digital art on my computer, and I could work a lot faster. This was before I got into oil paints. So I knew like 100 sounds like a lot, and it was, but it was doable. I was like, this is going to be a stretch, but it's doable. Just for context, I think the year before I looked up, I did 29 pieces of art the year before. And here's the most important part. I did not put any pressure that the art needed to be good, that it needed to serve a purpose, that it was going to lead to anything, that it had to be in a certain style. I mean, when I look at the art I made that year, it was all over the board. There was different styles, different experiments, and that was key. Is like it didn't need to serve any purpose at all other than to get me back in the studio. And now, in the hindsight of 10 years later, I realized like that actually was that changed everything when I look back on that now, because that changed my relationship with art. It helped me develop a new style separate from Kim and Jason. It just changed my mindset. And what was kind of cool is I would share these little experiments online on Facebook, just to show people what I was working on. And as a part of that project, a book agent actually saw one of the pieces of art on Facebook, went to my site, looked at the portfolio, looked at everything we were doing. She was like, please tell me you do not already have a book agent. And I was like, I do not already have a book agent. And long story short, that was what led to Penguins Can't Fly and 39 Other Rules That Don't Exist, which was published by it was published by a big New York publisher. And of course, then the story of that is then Kim was like, what's the story about that penguin on the cover, and what's with the people below him? And that's what led to this children's book that's coming out. But it really, like, that was, to me, that was like a big shift in our career and how we started to look at our business, how we started to look at how my art worked into it. And it was huge. And so I want to encourage anyone who is, again, maybe there's something that, maybe a hobby that you had when you were a kid, or something that you just discovered over the course of living over the last few months or year, and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. And here's the thing is your head is probably not giving you permission to do anything with it because you're looking for a reason, right? You're looking for a reason. You're looking at, should I justify this? Why should I spend money on this? Why should I spend time on this? And here's the thing. This might be the most important thing that I remind you of all night. Sometimes your heart has reasons for doing things that take a while for your head to understand. When I look back now, it all looks like it makes perfectly logical sense. Like, oh yeah, I'll do this Tinker project, and then this will lead to this, and this will lead to that, and this will lead to that, and that'll lead to that, and it'll be great, and of course I should do that. At the time, I had no clue and no pressure that it needed to be anything. And I think some of the best things that happen to us in our life are when we get rid of that adulthood habit of thinking there has to be a reason for something before we justify our time or money to go into it. You know, we don't have to quit our job. That's why it's like it's a Tinker project. It's like a little side hustle. It's something you just kind of do just for fun. And if that's all it ever becomes is just something for fun, that's also great. Like, this isn't like some secret way to trick the universe to do something great in your life. Like, oh, I'll just pretend like I don't care about. Like, no, like literally go back to when you were a kid and those summer days, and you would just wake up and you'd be like, what do I want to do today? And of course, as adults, we don't have a full opportunity to just say, what do I want to do today, every single day, all day long. But we do have those little nooks and crannies in our day that we might otherwise be scrolling social media or binge watching Netflix, that we could probably squeeze a half hour here or there to invest in a Tinker project. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, that's the crazy thing is, like, we think we're looking for the ROI, the reason, and sometimes our head is a little dumb. Our head does not keep up with what our heart is trying to tell us. So hopefully that's
the
helpful
cool thing
for someone.
about kids. Oftentimes they lead with their heart, right? Which is why they say the darndest things or they say the cutest things, because their head doesn't always logically, filter it for them. They just kind of speak with their heart. They act with their heart. That's what we're trying to get back to.
Yeah, that's the kind of carefree part of childhood that is important to remember and think about. So we're going to get into some show and tell here. So I'm curious if anyone is maybe in the middle of a Tinker project, even if you didn't even realize it, or something new, a new project, new hobby. We'd love to hear from you, and if you have something to share with us, let's get to that.
All right.
So show and tell time.
Yes.
Share something you're tinkering with, like a new project or hobby. Now, I understand that depending on what it is, it might not be something that you can just bring and hold up to the camera, but feel free to share it. Or if you were listening to the last bit of what we were talking about with the Tinker project, if there's something that you're like, you know what, now that you say that, this is a Tinker project I want to start. Right? So even if you haven't started it yet, we'd love to hear that. But you got one that you want to kind of kick us off with?
Yeah, this is something that that was kind of a dream of ours when we had after we had the storm in our backyard and we were starting to dream again about what the backyard could be. We had the dream of getting fruit trees planted. And so last summer we got 8? Is there 8 or 10 out there? I don't remember now. 8 or 10 fruit trees.
10. Yeah, 10.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some apples and some cherries and pears and all the good stuff. And so when we got them planted, we definitely didn't know what we were doing. So we're YouTubing, just to make sure, because you have to put certain ones by each other and all that cross-pollination kind of stuff. So it's been a little bit of a project. Mm-hmm. And they told us, it'd be several years before you're going to get any fruit, of course, because these are just a little taller than us. Well, I went out there to kind of fix some of the fencing, because we ended up having to fence around them because the deer are like, yay, let's eat these, I went out there and there were 20 cherries, you guys, on one of the trees. I know. I'm like, what? And it didn't even, they were just kind of hiding in the leaves. So sure enough, we picked them, we ate them. It was amazing. So it was definitely one of those okay, we've been, it's not a lot of work. It's not like we've been out there every week, but last summer I definitely spent a lot of time watering them. I would say that. Yep. And just hoping, hopeful for the future. And here we are. And meanwhile, some of the apple trees have apples too. So that's pretty exciting. Yeah,
little baby apples. Yeah, it was pretty. Some of you know, every day I write down a happy moment for the day. Some sort of happy moment. And so that eating the first cherry off the first cherry tree was the happy moment of the day. And it was one of those ones this is the happy moment of the quarter, probably definitely the month, right? Have certain ones that you're oh yeah, this is a winner for sure. So all right, let's go to Rich here. And let me get him pulled up. All right, Rich, do you have a Tinker project you're about to start or have been working on, or what's going on?
I'm going to really quick hit on 2 that I am working on. So for the first time ever, I decided to do a vegetable garden. And it was inspired by a book called Braiding Sweetgrass, where a Native American woman talks about a 3 sisters garden where you have corn and beans and squash and how symbiotic they are with each other and how they grow both above and below the ground. So I thought, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it. And it's working. And I planted a bunch of other stuff too. And I know everybody and their brother does vegetable gardens, but for me, this was a first Tinker time.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So what is something you've learned about yourself, or something new that you've learned about how nature works, or is there kind of a neat takeaway?
Just how much I don't know what I don't know. But that's okay. Mm-hmm. And for me, I'm sometimes a bit of a this has to succeed or a bit of a perfectionist, and I'm just this is a pilot year. It's an experiment. I can just let it be what it is, and then I'm learning. I didn't even know do radishes below the ground produce one radish or five. And so I didn't know till I pulled them up,
What is
which
it?
is totally
Well,
fine.
how many did it produce?
One per little, thing.
Okay. Wow.
But the other one I wanted to just mention quick is when Martha retired, we both took a watercolor class. And then there's also a senior learning organization in Madison called Plato. And you can sign up, and they offer like 40 classes a semester, and you can take as many as you want for $60 a year. And so we are taking a drawing class. It's a pencil drawing class. And now we've done 2 or 3 sessions of it, and I just love drawing, and I never knew I loved drawing because I mostly thought that I had to be a perfectionist with that too. And so sometimes I actually mix the drawing and the watercolor, and our next door neighbor's an artist, and she uses really unusual things, and so I'm mixing in gesso and turpentine, and I don't know, I'm just getting my own version of what art looks like, but I actually like the times that I go to the basement and just draw something.
Wow.
And that has never ever been in my sort of mindset that it would be something I could do or I could accept what I do. And so I've just given myself freedom to let it be what it is, and super enjoyable. So that's my other one, and I'll let other people.
Well, did you like to draw when you were a kid, Rich?
No.
Okay.
And stick figures were my best thing, and I always was highly critical of it. So now, for gifts, Martha gives me sketch pads and colored pencils and different kinds of pencils, and so it's just something different and something fun and something new in my 60s that I never knew I would enjoy.
That's cool. Well, that's what a great example of, like, again, not taking it too seriously, but also to not be caught in like, well, I've never done this before, or I've never liked this before, or I've never been good at it before. Doesn't mean that is no longer has to be the case. So we do have a question for you from Mike. He wants to know, for more than one radish, is it radishes or radish eye?
Radish eye.
I go for radish eye.
Yeah, I like that. I think that should be a new word if it's not already. So,
just fun to say.
Asked, and the organization is called Plato, which stands for Participatory Learning and Teaching Organization, and it's mostly taught by like retired professors who want to keep doing their thing. And so Martha and I have done classic movie discussion, essay discussion, drawing, and so $60 a year, and you can take as many classes as you want. So I think it's under platomadison.org, and you don't actually have to live in Madison to do it.
It's amazing.
And half of them are probably in person, and half of them are Zoom. So it's just a great way to explore a number of different topics, at this stage in life that you've just never had time for.
super cool.
Can you pretend like you're older? Like, do you have to be older?
No, you don't have to be. It's just sort of the general tenor of the organization is active learning for seniors, but they don't restrict it to seniors or people in Madison. And so you just get to explore things that you never made the possibility for.
I love it.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you, Rich. Appreciate that.
Thanks for sharing.
Let's see, Dorothy, do you have a Tinker project that you're working on right now? Let's hear about it.
She's always
I
tinkering.
think I might have shown you one of the one I did. I just started doing this in the last few months. But I started doing diamond dots.
Oh, wow.
Man.
And
Wow.
this is my latest one.
Holy cow. That is amazing. So is that the diamond? That's like the little things that you stick on. Yeah. And that doesn't drive you crazy? That would drive me so crazy. These little
No, actually, I started doing it because I love to watch all the ball games. And so I do it during every basketball game, and I watch all the Brewer games. And I have two big ones that I got for my birthday. One's a flamingo with lots of blotchy, bright colors on it, and the other one they made mistake, which I love because I was just looking at this other one. I thought, well, this is really cool. Went to my daughter's house for my birthday. And she said, they sent me the wrong one. This is the one they sent. I said, oh my God, that was the one I looked at last night. I said, and it's a hummingbird with a purple flower. So now I have two big ones.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that I started looking at those. They look, the things look a little smaller, but it could be I'm having eye issues with. I think it's either my mental mess or the weather and the air quality.
Yeah. How long does it take you to do one like that red, white, and blue one? How long is that?
Let me think of how many ball games I watched. That's about the only way I can tell you. I probably watched maybe 7 ball games.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, the first one that I did was sunflowers, and that's a really big one. It's about 4 times as big as this.
Wow.
And that one took me the whole month of March. I did it through March Madness.
Wow. That's cool. So,
I love that you combine it with something you love. Like,
Yeah.
It's like, kind of keeps your hands busy and you get to enjoy the game. And what an awesome thing. And
Yeah.
obviously you get different ones that, like, you start a whole new one and that's exciting at the beginning.
Yep.
And yeah.
very
That's
cool.
awesome.
Thank you,
I
Dorothy.
kind of went through withdrawals though. When I got done with it, I turned on the game. I'm like, I don't have anything to do. I truly went through withdrawals. It was the
Yeah.
craziest thing in my head. I thought, what is wrong with me?
Time to get another one, right? Very cool. Thank you,
for
Dorothy. That's fun to
sharing.
share that. Yeah.
Beautiful. Good for you.
All right, Helen, you're up. Like, I want to squeeze another one in here. Helen, I feel like you're always tinkering with something. What are you working on now?
I fell in love with this. It's hard to get it focused, but this hand-blown glass pen from Milan.
Wait, what did you say? Hand-blown glass?
Yes, it's
Pen?
a pen.
Oh,
I did
okay.
it.
Did you
There's
get
my
this
ca-
in
there's
Lake
my camera.
Geneva?
Yes, I did. I got it when I was at the Wonder Whimsy getaway,
Yeah. Okay.
and I had forgotten how much I like to work with inks, and how you really need the right nib to do the right things. And so this brought back joy where several times a week I reach for it and I reach for a quality ink and just spend time. And it may just be doing the alphabet or it may just be drawing shapes, but it's just the having that in your hand and the feel of it and remembering why I like art.
That's cool. And yeah, just to be able to like pick it up every once in a while and tinker around with it, just kind of neat, huh?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And that was just all like you kind of were you on the market for one when you saw it, or was it something that
No,
okay.
we were exploring Lake Geneva and we walked into this eclectic shop that had all kinds of things. And I saw the glass pen and I went right for it. And my husband, bless his soul, has always said, as a mechanic, he has the best tools in his toolbox. And so when it comes to either education or art, I should go for the best and not just satisfy or say, no, I'm not going to have it. He says, because the best is always what gets the most product done. And so you can waste lots of money on not having the best trying to achieve it, or you can just go ahead and bite the bullet and spend the best.
That's good advice, especially because a lot of times you get the cheaper thing, it wears out faster, and you end up buying 3 of them for the price of the one you could have had the good one. So I can relate to that for sure. Very cool. Thank you, Helen. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
And
thanks for sharing. That's
let's
awesome.
let's do one more. Let's get to let's see. Let me get him pulled up here. All right, we got Walt here. Hello, Walt.
Well, so as you guys know, I'm all about woodworking, and my winter project was to make a bookcase. They called it a trough bookcase, and I offered, after that was done, to make one for each of my daughter-in-laws. So Kim picked one out made out of red oak. It's all done. Connie's, my other daughter-in-law, wanted one made out of white pine. That's all done. And my other daughter-in-law, Katie, said, I don't really want a bookcase. Would you make a bowl? So I do have a wood lathe, and the last time I did any serious wood turning was when I was in college, which was over 50 years ago. Now, in that time period, I also turned a wooden pen, which was okay. But now I had to go to the financial department in our home to see if I could buy some extra accessories that I needed. So buying a lathe is one thing, which I've had probably for 8 years. Haven't used that much other than making spindles for rocking chair and stuff like that. So anyway, I had to buy a chuck. I had to buy a faceplate, and I had to buy some newer turning tools. So now I'm all set up. I have a friend that will help me kind of get me going and stuff, but I think I have a pretty good handle on it already. But what I'm looking forward to is, as family members know, I have a huge selection of wood. So when you make little pens, you don't use very much wood. But when you make bowls and platters and stuff, you can really kind of go through some wood. And the other thing is, it's all free. When you do pen, you have to buy all the mechanism. Me being a little bit on the economical side, that didn't quite work out in my mind. So anyway, all my stuff came in the last couple of days, and if you've never had a chance to work with wood turning, it's probably one of the most relaxing hobbies that you can get involved in. And I also have some grandchildren that I'd like to introduce to that, because I get the hang. So anyway, after 50 years, I'm going to really get into it.
Cool. Well, another proof that you can't teach an old dog new tricks, right?
And you know, you have to get the grandkids to set up your iPhone, Walt, with like the fast motion. What do they call that?
Oh, like the time lapse.
Yeah, the time lapse. Because wouldn't that be kind of neat to like see the bowl coming to life?
Yeah, it's like in 3 seconds. It's like, oh, this bowl is done.
I
That's
know.
great. Like,
I
wow,
know.
he's fast. Yeah, it'd be
So
great.
the kids will know how to do that. They can
Yeah.
help you.
Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that, and
Yeah.
thank you to everybody who
This is inspiring.
piped in there. Yeah,
I know.
again, like, so something I was gonna say about with Helen with the tools. You know, it's an interesting thing because sometimes we are too precious. Like if we have like a really nice journal that we
Yeah.
buy or a real good tool, like we're afraid of using it, or like it has to be
You have to use
you
it
have to do
for the
something
right
important
purpose.
with it.
Yeah.
And I get that, but there's also something to be said about getting a really nice tool that it just makes you want to make stuff than just, you know, like having rose art crayons, which I know are your favorite,
No.
versus Crayola. Like, there's just a difference, you know? So, no kid wants to color with rose art crayons. And they will not be a sponsor of our show, unfortunately. So, anyway, just this is a good reminder. But great examples, you guys. Thank you so much. Speaking of tinkering and speaking of drawing, I think you're going to like this one, Rich, tonight, because we're going to do a Let's Draw, but we're going to do a little bit different tonight. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth than I normally go. So let's draw.
Okay.
All right, you guys. So tonight we're going to walk you through a drawing of Marty. And Marty the Penguin, the star of The Penguin Who Flew. Now, last week we did draw Marty in an inner tube that was kind of a very simplistic version. And a lot of times when I do these drawings, I kind of make it so that if you have a Sharpie, you could do the drawing. You could basically use anything. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to demonstrate for you how I draw Marty the Penguin from the ground up, using a lighter and then going darker. So if you have like a marker or a pen right now that you can't really do light sketching on or lighter drawings, like this may not work as well. But
recommend a pencil?
You could still follow along. If you have a pencil, I'd recommend a pencil. But you can still follow along. It's just going to be a little bit different than what I normally do. So this will just be kind of a very simple, straight-on picture of Marty. And Marty is basically two circles. So if you think of him like almost like a snowman, we've got a circle there, and then the bottom circle, there's a second circle, and it's bigger. So again, this is where the snowman thing comes in. So it's slightly bigger down below. And then what I'll do is I'll draw a little cross right in the middle. That'll be where his face is. And I'll show you a little bit later how that's helpful for when you're drawing him in different positions. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of connect these, almost like if this was a snowman, you just kind of like pack in snow off to the side like that, right? And we might kind of get it a little bit darker on the sides. Now he's got these little flips of hair that come up. So now a lot of times I'll just draw two little lines up there. And then again, just kind of get a little bit darker, kind of filling out the shape a little bit more. Now for where this cross is, right in the middle of that cross, I'll just draw a little triangle. That's his little beak. And on the cross horizontal, I'll draw two little dots for his eyes. And then for the top of his head, I kind of draw a line like that. It's not perfectly straight, just got a little curve to it. And then I'll bring it down like that. And now you can see I can darken this part up here a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw his little wings that come out. So those are just little. And again, if he's doing different things with his wings, he can go in different positions. But there we go, kind of like that. Give you a little pause to catch up here.
Anybody else being like, oh my goodness, this is turning into Marty.
little by little. So the bottom of his body, then what I'll kind of do is I'll kind of flatten it off a little bit. Again, not a complete straight line. I'm like a soft curve line. So he's got a little bit of a pear shape here, as you can kind of see. And then for his little feet, I'll draw a line here and a line here and a line here and a line there. So basically four lines. And then I'll connect those lines, which amounts to like an M. So if you think about using an M to connect those two lines together. And that's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple shapes for Marty here. Now what's kind of neat is let's move this over a little bit. So when I was telling you,
am I the only one panicking, or is it just?
Are you panicking? Yours looks pretty good. It looks pretty good.
I'm like, and that's about it. And I'm like, that doesn't look like that to me.
That's all right. That's all right. This one is it takes a little bit more practice. That's why I said it's a little bit more in depth. But here's a neat trick for if I want to draw a Marty in a different position. Like let's say I want to just like move him a little bit. So I'm still going to do those two. And you don't have to follow along with this. You can just kind of watch what I'm doing as an example here. But now if you would imagine that his head is a basketball, right? And a basketball, when you're looking at it straight on, has this cross like that. A basketball actually then has these other lines too. We're going to ignore those for right now. But if you were to imagine this basketball, and I used to do this with cartooning workshops with kids, is I would bring in a little mini basketball and then I would turn it right in front of it. And you would see that this line here would turn like that. I'm going to do a little bit later. There we go, like that. And this one would still stay pretty straight. But what that does is that now gives me a chance to use those lines for his nose and his eyes. And I'd still put up the little flicks of hair. And I'm basically just using that same pear shape. But now there's going to be a little bit more of his side here. You're going to see that. And I draw his little wing, I guess, flipper. And I'm going to have him waving here. So Marty is really just very kind of simple shapes, and he looks a little bit more complicated. And that's the thing is, like, I was going to just kind of draw Marty in my style, like try to figure out how to do it. But he's really two circles. So you kind of need those two circles as your guideline to help you. And it's the same concept. It was really tricky in the book. I would draw him in all sorts of different angles and different perspectives and stuff. So I would still use that same concept of, if I'm looking down on Marty, now all of a sudden these two circles are now on top of each other. And if this is his hair and here's his eyes, and this is now looking from above a little bit. So definitely a little bit more advanced.
I know.
But
so cute.
I wanted to at least just give you an idea of how he's made up.
And then you just like
structures.
quickly drew him from above, and then if you just do that, then it's just like you're on top of him.
I know. That's like when I look at my dad and he's turning a bowl, and it's like, okay, how did you even do that, right? But I thought it would be helpful, especially for any budding artists. This will be a video that I'm going to share in the back of the book. That's one of the things I'm actually excited about with the Penguin Who Flew book. Is in the back it has a QR code to special features, and this will be one of the special features. So
nice.
Any budding artists that want to watch this and kind of see, get a little basic drawing lesson.
Helen, that is so cute.
Helen did a great job.
Oh,
See?
I love it.
That's awesome.
I love it. I want to see if anyone else is willing to share.
Is anyone else willing to share? Yours actually looks pretty good, Kim.
Mike said his is a little bit chubby. Oh,
Mike's cute. Oh, I see Mike. Oh, yeah, he's a little short.
Good. Oh,
Dorothy's, yours looks tremendous.
Oh, Rich.
Marie looks good.
Marie.
Waltz looks good. Mary Beth looks good.
Hildy says
Rich
hers looks
good.
pregnant or has eaten way too many fish.
Well,
Amy,
Amy, that looks great too. That's what was kind of fun of drawing the other penguins in the book, is then I could kind of make them taller, shorter, wider, play with some of the other shapes. But even the other penguins are all still operate under the same principle of these two circles. But there's a lot of different character that you can do by changing the size and shape and things like that. So super fun.
Cute.
Good job, you guys. We got some great.
Jenna. Oh, let's see, Jenna. Put yours up again. I missed it. See if you can. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah.
A little sketch there.
That was awesome. Right on the phone.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Very good.
So we've got some from last week.
I love this guy.
We did, like I said, a real abbreviated version, an easy version. I wasn't sure how to do all of the wings and all that stuff. So, but this turned out really fun, and we got some good ones. Angela shared hers. Helen actually did a really fun one that was a combo of the first 3 episodes, because we did the flamingo, the
with
Marty,
the skates.
and
I
then
love it.
the rollerblades.
So
are
cute.
on the actual flamingo. So that was pretty clever.
Love it.
What else do we got? Elle, she was supposed to be doing something at work, and she took a little break.
Oh, wellness break.
To do
health
do
and
hers.
wellness.
Yes, there you go. Dorothy got full with the color and the classic
That's so cute.
childlike sun in the corner.
I
that
love
is the
the
epic.
sun
I love
in the
that.
corner. How many people have drawn a sun in the corner? Right? I love it.
So good.
Right?
I think I have. Oh yeah, Mary Beth Updike. That's a good one
sweet
too.
Little face.
And I think that was it. Yeah, that was the last one. So if you drew Marty, like the full-on Marty, and you want to send your version to us, we'd love to see it at kj@escapeadulthood.com.
It's been fun to get Let's Draw in the inboxes again.
Yes, it has
thank
been
you
kind of
for
fun to
sending
see
them.
the talent that is out there. All right, you guys are talking about the cloud watching, and this has been sitting on my hard drive for a long time. But this cloud with the horse and the positioning is excellent. It's so great.
I wish I could. I mean, do you think it's real or do you think it's AI?
I think it probably is real.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
not. It
I've
wouldn't be
seen it
that
for a long
hard
time.
to do, but
Yeah.
it also wouldn't be hard to fake either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So I thought it'd be just kind of fun, briefly. One of the things that we got to do last Friday, I believe. We went went to the opening weekend of Superman, and I just thought it'd be kind of fun. We didn't talk too much about it, but to do a little bit of a review of what we thought of it. And I'll admit, like, I've always liked Superman, but he's not my favorite superhero, and partially because he's somewhat unrelatable because he's so good at everything, right? I think that's pretty common. Like, people love Spider-Man because he's like the nerdy teenager who's trying to figure things out, and Batman is my personal favorite because he's a guy and he's got a lot of deep trauma going on. There's a lot of problems there, but I'm curious, like, I think we generally liked it, but do you have any comments on how you thought the movie, what you expected?
Well, first of all,
how it turned
when
out?
we got to the movie theater, we surprised the kids, like, I don't know, 2 hours before. We're like, we're going to go out for pizza and to Superman. And Ben, I mean, I think he jumped off the ground, like, literally. He was so excited. Because it was opening weekend. It was just like, you know. But when we got to the theater, there was some guy in a Superman costume. So I thought that was pretty
legit,
epic.
yeah.
I was like, that's awesome. Like, if this is your favorite superhero, that's pretty epic. And there were quite a few people with Superman shirts on, so that was pretty awesome. So I just like the collective experience of that. I kind of felt bad that I didn't have like a Superman shirt on. But no, I thought as far as like summer blockbuster video, like movies go, it was really, really well done. Good entertainment. A lot less taking itself so seriously than some of the past Superman movies, because, well, and we kind of analyzed this, but it was produced by the same people who did Guardians of the Galaxy, and that you
James
could
Gunn,
tell
yeah.
that you could tell that it wasn't as, you know, but there were some funny characters in it that kind of reminded me of the crew of Guardians. And I laughed a lot, which
Mike says Crypto stole the show, which I would agree that was
which one?
The dog.
Oh, yes. Yeah, the kids love
and that
too.
could have been done really bad and cheesy, but it
was pretty well done.
Yeah, it was
like
really good.
The I don't know, CGI or whatever of that, but I thought I wasn't expecting to laugh so much, and I did, and so that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
How about you?
Good. Well, you know, part of the reason I wanted to bring this up is I just wanted to do a collective. Can we just be better? And I think I'm speaking to the choir with people that would watch the show, but I tried to kind of like stay away from the reviews, and I guess I was just because I was really looking forward to it because I'm like, okay, I knew it was James Gunn was doing it. I'm like, this is going to be a different take on Superman. I was very excited to see the thing, and I don't take any of this stuff very seriously. Like, I'm not like, oh, you ruined Superman, or it's like as an artist myself, I really appreciate the different artistic takes that people have. And maybe it's for me, maybe it's not, but I appreciate it. And I tried to avoid reviews going into it, but I was just really bummed that our entire culture has become so politicized that it all has to come back down to left versus right. And it's like it's like freaking Superman. And there's like fights over like conservatives saying this because of this and left saying this because it's just like, can we just watch a movie? Do we have to make everything have an angle where, oh, we have to boycott this because of this? Like,
well, especially something like Superman, it's such a blockbuster summertime, like have a good time movie.
Combined with everyone's got to have a hot take on everything, and it was like I don't have a hot take for this.
Did that cause you some adultitis?
It did going into it, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch it.
It's a fun movie.
Guess what? I'm a grown up. I'm gonna decide if I like it myself. Okay, I don't need to like have anyone tell me that I should boycott it or not, or that it's great because of no. So it's a little maybe I'm sharing this just because I needed to be on a soapbox for a little bit. Maybe I'm sharing it because we all need to be reminded, like, hey, guess what? We get to make up our own mind on what we like and don't like. It goes back to Dave Grohl of Foo Fighters. One of my favorite lines of his, when people talk about guilty pleasures, and he would say, F guilty pleasures, like what you like. Like, you shouldn't be embarrassed by what you like, and you also get to decide whether you like it or not, even if everyone in the world hated the movie or everyone in the world loved the movie. So, that being said, I thought it was fun. It was fun. He did a neat... what I loved about it, that I think you guys can get, is he really emphasized the kindness of Superman. And that was the part. Superman is difficult because, like I said, he is perfect in a lot of ways. And so it's kind of like, oh, he beat up the guy and punched a planet again. Great. But the struggle with his wanting to do the right thing. And sometimes the world is complicated when you just want to do the right thing and you just want to be kind. And so I think that's where some of the tension came in the character and in the movie. And I thought it was fun, and it was a good reminder for all of us.
Lex Luthor, he was a good bad guy, like the guy who played that. And it killed me because the Lois Lane, the whole movie, don't you hate this, you guys, when you're watching a whole movie, you're like, I know her from something, I don't know what it is, I want to look it up, I don't want to pull my phone out, and it bugged me the whole time, and come to find out it was someone from, that girl from
Fabulous Miss Maisel, or whatever,
I had
Marvelous
seen a couple
Miss Maisel.
episodes of that, and I was like, that was her, so it was very gratifying when we got back in the car and I could look that up. Because it just drives you nuts. You're like, I know her mannerisms. Like, how do I know this? But it was super fun. The kids loved it. They'd go again this weekend if we told them we were going back. Which we're not,
I don't think it was the best superhero movie ever done. It wasn't the worst Superman. It's not going to win any Oscars or anything. But it was just it was fun. It was fun. And a fun fact on the who played who. The guy who played Lex Luthor, I found out, did the voice of John in the most recent Garfield movie. So how about that for range, right? Hapless John, the owner of Garfield, and then
Lex Luthor,
like megalomaniacal billionaire Lex Luthor, who's just evil. So, anywho, just wanted to share that. Okay, we got one more studio sneak peek. This is the final episode of our Best Summer Ever series, and I have one more video to share of a time lapse of the making of The Penguin Who Flew.
Just smiling big at everybody. 2 more blocks and I'll be at your door. Overcome, brother, nothing keeps me melancholy. Spread my wings, so damn ready to soar. And there couldn't be a better taste. After everything I faced, I send a little luck my way. Send a little bright sun ray to hit my skin. A dream that I cannot erase. Keep it in a little case. Truth be told is I've never felt better. And if I'm honest with myself, I am so glad we're together. Because this new state of mind that I've struggled to find can now be shared with you, because you showed me the light. Inside of my mind, I love you in a way that has been hard to define. Let's go out, let's go dancing tonight. Adrenaline is pumping, engines up for the flight. And there couldn't be a better taste. After everything I faced, I send a little luck my way. Send a little bright sun ray to hit my skin. A dream that I cannot erase. Keep it in a little case.
There we go.
Hey, that's
Fun.
mesmerizing.
Yeah.
I can't. So literally, I'm asking this because I just want to verify this. We will be able to see every single page of the book come to life.
Yes. Yeah. So there were. There's not many more I really want to show because they kind of give too much
story.
of the story away. But so there's some really neat ones that are a little bit more stuff going on, and so that's part of the special features at the end of the book. We'll have all of the process videos of how it was made. So
I have been loving those. That's been really fun.
So super fun. All right, before we get out of here, we're going to do a little giveaway. So we'll see how close you were paying attention earlier in the show.
Okay, we've never done a giveaway like this before. So if you need to there's going to be a little bit of a race on this. So if you need to get your fingers on the keyboard for the comments, it is going to be the first person who comments the right thing. Mm-hmm. But first of all, let's talk about what they get to win.
So what you get to win, and I wanted to do this because I wanted to reward the people. I know not everyone can be here live, and I totally get that. It just doesn't work out in everyone's schedules.
Especially
but I do.
Wednesday night, everybody's like, Wednesday! I'm like, well, I don't know.
I don't know. There is no good day or time, I don't think, for everybody. But I do appreciate the people who have made the time to be a part of this.
It's way more fun for us when we can see your faces.
Yeah, you can't see this, but we can see all of you. So we really appreciate it. So I wanted to give the winner to someone who's here live. And so hopefully it'll work. Maybe our question will be too hard. But we have a series of mini prints that are currently only available until the end of July 31st. And they were technically our spring release. And we wanted to keep them alive, active for the art fair that's this weekend. So we've got a couple from Kim, Bloom Where You're Planted, and Good Morning Sunshine, which are two of my favorite ones of yours, by the way. Or like that.
That one's good for my shirt tonight.
All I need is more flowers. There we go. Then we have we had the spring Easter theme going on. So this is Make a Joyful Noise. Yes. This one is called Spring Break. It is Easter eggs in a nest. There's one with a crack in it. This one says Best Comeback Ever is of an empty tomb. And this one is classic. A little whimsy with the giraffe and the straw. So the winner of tonight will be able to pick one of these mini prints before they go away, and we'll send it to you.
Yeah.
So here's the question.
Get your fingers ready.
At the beginning of the show, when we were talking about the art fair, there was a picture of me at last year's art fair, and I was standing next to a painting. What was that painting? What was the name?
It won't be pretty for. Oh,
there it is, Helen. Will we give her that? Like technically, it's Weeds or Wishes, but we didn't have the title on it. But yeah, it's the Weeds or Wishes.
Good job.
Kind of a fun.
That was fast.
Yes,
Mona Lisa.
Everyone else was really
Steven.
pretty quick in there. Hildy, Marie, Brenda, you guys were close. You were close.
Brenda's already got the spring break.
Oh, does she? Yeah. There you go. All right, so Helen, yes. You can actually, Helen, if you want to put it in the comments which one you want, or if you want to just email us and think about it, you can do that as well.
I'm curious what Brenda held up there. Was that something from a Wonder Night, Brenda? What is that? Is it like
Oh yeah, that was one of the either Gallery Night or Wonder Night. Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, that would have been Gallery Night because that was COVID. Those were one of my COVID paintings.
Yep.
And we had the auction for Gallery Night.
As soon as you started to put that away, I'm like, I don't even know what that was. That was like an exclusive, I don't know, framed.
It must have been the virtual one.
Yes.
Because I didn't buy this in person.
No, it was the during COVID we couldn't do Wonder Night, so we did what we called Gallery Night, where we did a live stream and then had the auction with it. So that's good. It's kind of fun. I love seeing that because you forget some of the stuff that we did and made. So
Oh yeah, last year Kate was in the comments there. I remember seeing you painting it. Kate was at the art festival. I hope you could come back again this year.
I know. I actually was looking at those, Kate, and I was going to put a picture of you and me on there, and I'm like, people would think like, why is that random person? Like, what is the story there? And I'm like, oh, here's one of me just with the picture. So
that was super fun.
Helen asked about the ones that Kim did. So there's Good Morning Sunshine. And it's a coffee cup with the steam coming up with the sunrise. And this one is called Bloom Where You're Planted. It's a very colorful pot.
Oh, thank you, Jenna. She just
in there.
gave you a link to those mini prints, Helen.
Yeah.
So, congratulations. And thanks. There were some fast fingers there.
Yes, there was.
I kind of debated
I didn't know if anyone
was a good way to do this. So
if anyone was going to be paying close enough attention, but I should have known better. All right, Helen wants Good Morning Sunshine.
All right, we'll get it out
coming your way, Helen.
Yes.
All right.
What about those Marty pillows? Are they on their way to everybody?
Yeah, they should be. So we had the 3 winners, Tracy and Dorothy and Mike.
Oh, that went back up to your studio, I think.
So the Marty pillows should be on their way, and the $20 gift card is also on the way. Also, there's another little surprise I put in there for everybody as well.
All right.
Wow. So, keep an eye on your inbox, your mailbox.
Can I just say, it has been super fun the last 4 weeks to do this little summer series, this little mini series. When we stopped doing weekly and monthly shows, we're like, EA Live is not going away. We're just going to kind of do it when it makes sense. So this was a super fun little opportunity to kind of have a theme and go with it. So thank you guys for taking the trip with us this summer.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I appreciated all the show and tell contributions, all the drawings and everything. Just love you guys. So, but that is it for this show. And again, subscribe to escapeadulthood.com/subscribe to find out when the next time we're going to do EA Live, or
we'll be back.
Whatever our next crazy thing is. Who knows? So that is it for this show. Until next time, Adultitis Fighters.
Shine on, spread whimsy, and keep being awesome.